All right, guys, so kind of long time no see, like 2.5 weeks-ish. We will circle back and I will catch up with you and let you know what was going on, etc. But I wanted to get the more labor-intensive part of the video out of the way. So like skincare, makeup things, catching you guys up on what I've been using, etc. So I have some reviews for hydrating products, how I've been maintaining moisture. I have one treatment, a Milia tip, and then I want to focus on a few items from Image Skincare. I was sent this one item. It's the Image Skincare Vital C Hydrating Anti-Aging Serum. This is from Skin Store. This video is in collaboration with them. But first, I want to talk to you about my background with this brand. So I have been working with Skin Store for a little bit now, since like part of last year-ish. Anyway, I feel like it's a waste to have a relationship with a retailer that sells so much skincare and only talk about the popular brands. So I know that like in my videos, when we talk about this website, we talk about Obagi and we talk about very popular brands, but I was really like wanting to talk about less popular, less known brands as far as like social media goes. So I've done Replenix, which I feel like I've never heard anyone talk about, but when I tried out like 3 or 4 of their products, I absolutely love them. So I'm really excited to just like slowly start discovering brands that are probably huge in like a professional, like in the professional world, esthetician, spa type environment, but we just don't hear about it as often unless we actually get these kind of treatments done. I have never gotten any kind of treatment done before. So for me, it's even more exciting. So Image Skincare is a brand that my friend introduced me to last year, probably July. She sent me 2 masks, and one of them is the Vital C Hydrating Enzyme Mask, which is for hydration and has vitamin C, obviously various forms of vitamin C, and then the Ageless Total Resurfacing Mask. This is both a physical exfoliant and a chemical exfoliant. I know a lot of professionals are kind of against physical exfoliants because if you use them incorrectly, if you apply too much pressure, if the product itself is too harsh, right? Say knives. My friend was telling me how like both of these are so great, right? This is great for resurfacing and renewing, and this is great for hydration. She said the best way, i.e. her favorite way to use it as an esthetician, is to apply this first, the resurfacing mask, which has a chemical and physical exfoliant. So she'll apply it to the skin, massage it in, and then top it with this. And so she'll leave it on for like 20 to 30 minutes, and it's like getting an at-home facial. So I was like, that sounds amazing. I've done it twice since her recommending this, like twice in that way. I've used them separately and they're just so good. I mean, if an esthetician is using it, I mean, that doesn't mean anything necessarily, but like if a good esthetician is standing behind these products and recommending them, like I'm all about it. So when Skin Store was like, which product from which brand do you want to choose to talk about or review, I chose the Image Skincare Vital C Hydrating Anti-Aging Serum because you guys know all about vitamin C. I believe in retinols and acids at night and a vitamin C during the day. I feel like a vitamin C is the best thing that you can put on your face during the day and still get some sort of treatment type benefits. I feel like every other ingredient, it's less effective or slower acting, but a good vitamin C during the day, I mean, that's all I want. Brighter skin, clearer skin, more even toned skin. I want my dark spots to fade, all that maskne, I want it gone. So it was a toss-up between the serum and the lotion, right? For me, at least. I chose the serum because I didn't want a moisturizer. I knew that whatever moisturizer I would choose, it would not be enough to get me through like what is considered deep winter to me, which is, you know, January, February. Like that's like the coldest months for me here. And I just really focus on hydration. This is also very heavy in hyaluronic acid. So when you apply this, I've been using this for 2 weeks now, morning and night. And my experience is that it looks very glowy and it remains tacky even half an hour after applying it. I've just applied it, I just let it sit just to kind of test it out and see how it goes. So as like a glowy primer, I think you would really like it. I have it on today and then I topped it off with a moisturizer I'm going to show you later. This will give you bouncy, brightening, fading, all of those things. So I'm for it. If you are interested in a hydrating vitamin C that you can use day and night, I recommend this to you. So this Vital C anti-aging serum, even these two products that I just talked to you guys about, my code will work. So you'll get 25% off. I have somewhat, I don't want to say a permanent code. We'll say it's like good for a year. So if you're ever on this website, if you use the code Jennifer W, you should get 25% off most of the brands, not all of the brands. I think the way it works from what I've seen is whether a brand is participating in like an event or a sale or a campaign, and that's how it's determined whether these codes work or not. I will do my best to asterisk things that it will work on. As far as maintaining hydration or amplifying hydration, I have found it has been very difficult to do it this year. I feel like each year that I get older, it will become more difficult. Moisturizers that I usually can wear and they feel super hydrating and they do everything I want them to do, it's harder. They're having to work harder and they're not working hard enough, right? So I have been loving the Good Molecules Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I will put this on before I apply my moisturizer, and it does the trick every time. I feel like I have so much more hydration. I'm getting to that point where like, even no matter how good I take care of my skin, if I exfoliate in the morning, when I apply makeup, that's when I see some rough patches or texture or dry areas, and I'm like, so I'll like remove that area, exfoliate it again. Like I really enjoy using like a muslin cloth for that. So in case you're wondering what I'm using. So this hyaluronic acid serum, so good, have love it. My mom, I got her like 4 bottles. She is highly into hyaluronic acid, and she's someone that doesn't change out her products that often. And when she's committed, she's committed. She's just like, get me 4 bottles. I'm like, okay, got it. Another item I really like is the Super Collagen Mist from DHC. This, again, put it on, then apply the moisturizer, really great. Other two that I've also been loving are the Replenix Antioxidant Mist, as well as the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Like this is just like a staple, right? Very hydrating. So I've been really enjoying those 3 to add hydration. I think if you're really just super looking for a lot of it, just go for like something like this, the hyaluronic acid serum. 2 moisturizers I wanted to circle back and talk to you guys about. I tried the Beauty Pie Juju Daily Moisturizer. I shared this with you in, Vlogmas videos. It is a thicker, almost body butter type consistency. I have used a good amount of it. I absolutely love it. There's something about the scent that like, I love. It has like a citrusy scent, so good. So I have this on today on top of the Image Skincare Vital C. This is the Dr. Zenovia Peptide Ceramide Repairing Moisturizer. I get a lot of their stuff in PR, and this I want to try out, but this is not something I can use in winter alone, or even with like these like other boosters for moisture. This is something I will probably revisit in the summer. It's just not strong enough for me right now as far as like the amount of hydration I want and need. Okay, a treatment that I've tried out in the past week is the Dr. Dennis Gross Clinical Grade Resurfacing Liquid Peel. I love, absolutely holy grail, love the pads. The Alpha Beta, like daily renewing, am I making a name up right now? But those are so good, right? I use those in combination with this steamer when I really want to remove any texture, or if I feel like my skin is really congested. So I bought this like a year ago, I just never tried it. So like the pads, you put the first one on and then you put the second one on, and but this is supposed to be significantly stronger and more potent. And at first I didn't notice anything. Like I did it, then I applied my moisturizer, I went to bed. The next morning I woke up, put makeup on, nothing. I didn't really see any huge like difference. Second day is when I started seeing some peeling. So I mean I'm here for this. The pads do not, at least on my skin, I don't get any peeling from that, but these, yeah, this is a little refresher renewer type product. Okay, lastly I want to talk about Milia. I usually don't get Milia for the bulk of the year, but when I hit maybe December, January, February, I'm using my Cosmedix, or I'm using the Shiseido Benefiance eye cream. They're much more intensely hydrating and moisturizing. So sometimes if I use the same product day and night, I will get like a spot of Milia. So what I do for Milia, and it has worked for me for the past like 2 years. Before that, I would get Milia and I would like actually try to extract it myself, which is actually quite difficult. Like I would not recommend it. And I was like, I never want to go through this again. I just need to like get a preventative strategy in place. So what I do is, okay, maybe preventative is the wrong word. I don't think you should use this method as a preventative measure. You should use it when you start to see it. Okay, so what I do to tackle Milia in the winter is this. It's the Ordinary's Glycolic Acid 7% toning solution. In not winter, I can put this on my face. The second it even there's wind, cold wind, this does not go near my face. It is a strong product. So I'll take a cotton bud and I'll apply it to the areas where I have Milia. Do not put it where you don't have it. Like don't use this on an area where you don't need to treat it. There's like no point, right? Especially in your under eye area. So I'll apply it with a little cotton bud and then I'll go over it still with my Cosmedix or my Shiseido. And in a few days, 2-3 days, I just noticed that like the bumps are smaller. If I actually have one that is a little larger, I have one right now, and I used this toning solution a couple days ago, and I'll probably follow up every other day until it kind of like looks smooth and not bumpy anymore. But that is how I do the Milia attack. Is that how you would say it? Lastly is just 2 makeup items I'm gonna talk to you guys about that I've been loving in the past couple weeks. And the first one is the Autumn's Rain palette from Sydney Grace. I am not for this packaging. Like I look at this packaging and I'm like, but I love Sydney Grace eyeshadows. I have so many of their singles. I've shown them to you, I've used them, etc. So I was looking forward to getting this palette. So during Black Friday, I think they did like, it was 30 or 50% off. This is so good. This one shade right here, what's it called? Magnificent Chestnut. I love bronze tones, but I feel like, especially Natasha Denona, a lot of bronze tone palettes, they go so copper and orange, and that's not what I want. Okay, so here's just a sampling. This is what I have on the eyes. I have this all over the lid, it's like the whole framework, cloudiness around the eye. Then I have this on the outer V-ish. Purples just don't swatch well. And then this is the shade I have in my brow bone. I love this. It's like this very warm, bright ivory. And then these are just samples. I love this green. I've done a look with that. This is what I'm saying when I'm saying this bronze just stays bronze. It doesn't go like orange or copper. And then those are the 2 shades. This look right here, minus the green, that's what I do with the most often when I use this palette. But today I was feeling a little peachy pink. So I feel like my lashes have probably covered up the bulk of it, but it's very peachy pink on the lid and for the bulk of the eye makeup. Oh, these brows are new. Okay, let's just start the catch up now. These brows are new. I got my eyebrows microbladed the 23rd and I have them filled in today. So I've done about a 30% fill in. So I haven't done my final appointment yet. So that will be at the end of January. I was incredibly conservative in what I did in my first appointment. I didn't really have her go that far in here. I had her kind of stop at like the edge of like the tear duct. So when we go back, I can add like a few strokes there. She also had to kind of deal with my previous microblading, which I haven't talked about because whatever. So we were a little limited as far as what we could do at the tail end. Ever since I had it done the first time 2 years ago, it was such a shit job that like I continuously would have to use concealer to cover areas up and really labor intensive approach of filling in my brows every day, which is probably why I feel like my ability to fill in my brows got so much better. So in a way, it was a good thing and fortunate because I really learned how to fill in a brow properly. So she was limited as far as like the tail, like the wing, because I had so much residual left over. she offered me 2 solutions. She's like, A, she could shade it in for me, like with like a skin tone type shade. She's like, but whatever she shades with a skin tone color means she would not be able to apply any of the microblading pigment there. So I opted to not do that because she said if I left it alone and just kind of let her create a shape, the shape that she created would have a lot more freedom and she wouldn't be limited to the areas that she had kind of erased with like a shadowing technique. So I don't know. That's kind of what we went for. She's like, since the bulk of the microblading had faded, she's like, it's very likely that the rest of it will also fade. It was just so much more pigment was applied to the tail end before that it's taking so long to fade. We'll do like a full on, like not necessarily like full video about it, but I'll talk more about it later on. The lip product I have on is the Pat McGrath Nude Venus. These are her Lip Fetish Divinal Lip Shines. This is probably my favorite product from her. I do love her lip liners and her glosses, but as far as kind of like bullet type products, this is the one. So the first one I picked up was the Electric Lotus, which looked like an orange. I was gonna say on camera, on the internet. And then when I got it, it was like this like electric corally like red shade almost. Red pink, but I love the formula. So the Nude Venus appeared on the Sephora website during that like 25 off 75 whatever. So that's the shade I have on my lips today, and I just this formula, guys, so good, so good, so good. I'm gonna end this part of the video here. We'll put some food and other fun items, and then I'll circle back and we'll talk about where we've been. Okay, also there might be some clips here that are from before Christmas that I had, you know, saved up but never got to share with you guys. So in case like the tense in which I'm speaking is a little off, that's why. Okay, so we're using artificial lighting, which I don't like, but it's just too dark now. In the morning it's too dark, at night it's too dark. When I'm at work, there's really excellent light, but can't film then. So, Aldi haul, cold smoked Atlantic salmon. There are 3 flavors: decadent red wine, an old-fashioned flavored, with whiskey, dark cherry, and a twist of orange, and mojito flavored, lime, sugar, and rum. Okay, that won't be good, but these could be really good or really disgusting, and we will find out. Cranberry and feta mini puff pastries. These exist at Trader Joe's, so we'll see if these are as good. Twice baked potato. Can't go wrong here. If you see any round smoked Gouda, just grab it. Whenever I go, everyone else must have figured out that this is the best one, because whenever I go, there's like one left. So yeah. Chickpea ravioli, smoked Gouda, and poblano peppers. I don't know, could go either way here too. Ham for sumo. Salmon for me. Scalloped crackers. Usually I would not even look at crackers, but the fact that this says za'atar on it, I was like, all right, now I want it. And then there's sea salt and spicy cheddar, but I really bought them for the za'atar. Okay, I want to share some Christmas gifts with you. So as a family, there's 2 brothers, 2 sisters. We don't really do gifts. I mean, that is my preference. I just think it's too much effort, right? And you know, it's fine back and forth. But for my parents, we always do something, and their anniversary is also Christmas Eve. So my brother is getting my parents this. He had it sent to my house because, you know, I live here and I will bring it to them that way, you know, easy. And they have this one currently and they're due for a new one. So always prefer when gifts are like useful. I try to veer away from just like frou-frou gifts. So super useful, you know, great. Then I'm re-upping my mom on her perfumes, which I think I've showed you already. It's the Red Door from Elizabeth Arden and Amoureuse from Givenchy. And the most exciting thing is I saw this on Amazon maybe like February or March of this year. And it's a hot pot teppanyaki like smokeless grill combo. So my parents do hot pot pretty often, and the prep for teppanyaki and hot pot is very similar. So it's a combo. So the outside is a grill and the center is a hot pot that is split 2 ways. So you can have 2 different broths, and I feel like they would like love this. So I'm really excited to use this on Christmas with them. And
I feel like for people who are being really good and not going to restaurants, like getting something like this, it's like having a restaurant experience in a way. Like there's just like, it breaks up the monotony of like either ordering in or just like not knowing what to make. Like it's just like a fun thing. So yeah, I will link that below because I think this is very exciting. There's also different like configurations of this. There's like a long one. There's one where there's like 2 sides of a grill and the center is the hot pot. I will just link this general thing below. Okay, so we have some Christmas gifts that have come in. My sister-in-law sent this to me and it is an oil diffuser, which is beautiful. It's like super my vibe. Obviously, I mean, look at that. This can go in like almost any room in my house. And also some oils. I don't know when was the last time I had an oil diffuser or if I've even ever had one. I don't think so. I've had like wax melts. I don't think I've ever done oils. So this will be very exciting. And it also has like light changing, like there's different colors. So, I mean, obviously this is from Target, so I'll link it below if you guys are interested, but it's like very pretty.
All right, so we took like a 2-week hiatus. 2-week hiatus for me, 2.5-week hiatus for you, because you know, you guys see videos way after I film them, maybe even a week after. So I went into December or Vlogmas like, I'm gonna do it, I can do it, it's fine, you know, like work started getting kind of busier in November, but I'm like, I can still do Vlogmas if I pre-film like a week. You have a week of videos, you are still going to be massively trying to catch up every day. It's exhausting. So I would come home from work and then 2 or 3 hours, I would still be on the computer, either editing or doing a description box or trying to do a thumbnail. God, I hate thumbnails. I hate thumbnails so much. The only part I actually really love is filming, coming up with like what to talk about, sharing this stuff. And then after it's uploaded, I like the interaction. I like hearing what you guys have to say. I love hearing your suggestions, that kind of thing. The like, you know, so like it's like the editing and the description box and the thumbnail. I'm just not my favorite parts, but you know, it's par for the course, right? So the first week I went in, I was like, it's fine. The second week, work got a little crazy. It got actually extra crazy. Like, I don't want to get into all the details, but a lot of new things were happening and a lot of things that I am used to that are stressful were also taking place, and I had like an eye twitch, like a permanent eye twitch. I have an intermittent twitch now, but for, okay, the bulk of December, I had like a permanent eye twitch. It was driving me crazy. It was like zapping so much of my energy. On top of it, I feel like I was like grinding, chewing through my night guard and like sleeping. I was sleeping like this. Like, this is not uncommon. I have a sleeping like, not insomnia, like maybe insomnia, but I'm so tense and anxious, and I don't want to use the words like anxiety or whatever. Like I don't want to be someone that loosely uses terms like this, but like there was a level of stress that I was like having to level up to that I was not ready for. So it's like I would sleep like this, and then like I'd like tell myself to like unclench my fist and like bring my hands down, you know, but it was a whole other level. And I probably had like 2 like breakdown type moments. Yeah, not my favorite, not my favorite. And then had also leveled up to the amount of melatonin and CBD I was taking. So I want to say for the bulk of the past couple years, stuff was like getting stressful, and there's just a lot of stuff that I'm not going to go into or share here because I'm not comfortable with it, but I would have like trouble sleeping and staying asleep, etc. So I would take melatonin. Melatonin is great, I love it. And then I would like take it during the week, and then I wouldn't take it on the weekends because I didn't need it, right? Not going to work. And then it got to a point where I was taking 2 melatonin during the week and then 1 melatonin on the weekends. And now I'm just at a point where I'm taking 2 melatonin every night, and there are moments when I will also have to take CBD at night also. CBD is something I do in the morning, pre-work. And then at night, you know, because CBD is expensive. I'm like not trying to take it all the time, but I take it every day before work. So it got to a point where like in December, I was like, it was so tense. Like I could like sharp sharp pains, but also like, you know, when you're like tense, your like whole like your neck, shoulder area becomes like hard. I was using like the cups, like cupping for like your body, and it would come out like purple, like maybe spots of like, I want to say black, but like, you know, like that bruising, like it was pretty intense. And I would have to take CBD at night on top of the melatonin, and I'm like chewing through my night guard, you know, like even without Vlogmas, I still feel like the state I was in, like emotionally, mentally, still would have been not the best place. So yes, that's the excuse I have for not finishing Vlogmas. That's a long 5-minute thing I just gave you. Not necessary, but I feel like I don't share things that often regarding like work or my personal life or my family life, and I feel like that's just like me kind of inching towards sharing a little bit of it with you. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, I just got so tense talking about that. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, are we ending the video here? Yeah, we'll end the video here because I feel like I like putting like stuff like this near the end in case people do not like to hear stuff like this. Like, I am not here for this. This is, to me, is like complaining and whining, but that's what was going on. Okay.